borders. It's Borderline
with Ireti Bakare-Yusuf.
And, gosh, I hope you've all wiped your tears, because I know I had to wipe my tears after that interview with Steve. So now we're going to get sober. We've been to America. We've spoken to Steve. We've spoken about Palestine. We've spoken about Gaza. We've spoken about the children. Now we come back to the continent. We are now back in Africa. My guest is Ali Bocoum, who is the Secretary General, Council of Malians in Nigeria. Yes, I bet you didn't know there was a Council of Malians in Nigeria. He will tell us all about them. Now, let me give you an intro so you know why we have to have this conversation. The first recorded coup in Africa was the Tokoli's coup in 1963. That led to the death of President Sylvanus Olympio. However, since then, there has been a significant number of coups disrupting the growth of democracy in the continent. So since 2020, there has been 7 coups and attempted coups in West Africa in 6 African countries. West Africa has witnessed multiple military coups, particularly in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. All these juntas have often justified their takeovers by citing the need to combat jihadist violence and restore security in their country. Mr. Ali Bocoum, welcome to Borderlines.
Thank you for having me.
It is our pleasure to have you. Now, Council of Malians in Nigeria, tell us about that. Tell us about that council. How long has it been going on, and what does it do here? Before we go on to further questions.
Okay, thank you once again. The Council of Malians in Nigeria is kind of an association, and it has been in place for like 20, 25 years now. Let's say 25 years, let's say since 1999. I think that's 25, 26 years. So the Malian people have this kind of culture of, creating an association wherever they are, even if they are not much. So they like in such way that they can keep contact with one another, share ideas, support each other. So that is the main objective of the council. The council is a kind of an association. So, so it's an association.
So what's the population of Malians in Nigeria?
In Nigeria, I think approximately 11,000.
11,000. There's a lot of noise where you are. There's a lot of background noise. Is there a way to isolate the noise, please? There's a lot of noise where you are.
Yeah, it is the wind.
Oh, the wind. Okay.
It is raining.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you were saying that there are 11,000 Malians in Nigeria.
Yes.
So are they
11,000?
Are they in the north, in the south? Are they spread around? Tell us.
They're spread all over the country, over the country. But the majority of them are in Lagos.
Okay.
In Lagos and some parts of the north, like in Kano.
Okay.
In Abuja, I think we are just 3,000 or so.
Right,
Abuja.
Right. And what sort of business do they do here?
They do all kinds of businesses. Some are employed. Some are into trade, buying and selling. So some are into import and export. They import what do you call it? The Malian wares, so they import it here, they sell and they export Nigerian goods and products to Mali.
Excellent. That's really interesting to know, because like I said, I can assure you most people didn't know that there was a Malian association or council in Nigeria. So let's talk about let's talk about the growing military junta in Africa. In the Sahel, you've had extreme challenges over the years, including droughts, desertification, and soil erosion. All of that is exacerbated by human activity and climate change. How do you think this has affected life and living in the countries along the Sahel region?
Yeah, honestly, it has affected the people so badly. Some people, they've lost their means of livelihood. Their houses are gone. There is even loss of life. I think in the northern part of Mali, that is the region of Gao. I think there have been 7 deaths recorded. 7, and in some part of the capital also Bamako, and in some places in Burkina Faso, in Niger, up to some northern state in Nigeria here. So it has affected people a lot. So they cannot go on of their daily activities anymore like it used to be. Life has become so difficult for these people, and thanks to some NGOs and the United Nations who have been assisting them with some food and other items and medicine.
65% or 64.5% of the population along the Sahel are below 25 years. That means you have a very vast agile population. Why hasn't that translated to development in the Sahel region?
Come again?
Why hasn't the youthful population, the vast youthful population along the Sahel, why do you think it hasn't translated to development along the Sahel region?
Okay, as you said, 50% or so of the population are youth. They are below 25 years. So some of them are still undergraduate. Some hasn't had the opportunity to go to universities. So a lot of them are expecting so much from the government, like the government should put in place a platform or something that that will create employment, so that can help them, so they can kickstart from somewhere. So most of them are not into entrepreneurship. They just wait to get a white collar job from the government or so. And the ones who are even doing a little bit better are those who engage themselves in trade. That's it.
Now, you're from Mali. And as you know, Mali has witnessed 2 military coups. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can no longer hear you. Perhaps should we go on a quick break and actually try to... Yes. Are you back? Okay, let's go on a quick break and try to reconnect with our guest, Ali Bocoum, Secretary General of the Association. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. The network was kind of breaking.
Of course. You did say it was raining where you are. Thank you for coming back. So, I was talking about the coups that's happened in Mali, since 2020. The first one in August 2020, which ousted Ibrahim Bakare-Yusuf, and the second coup in 2021, which led to the establishment of a transitional government. The current interim president is Assimi Goïta, a military leader. How is he doing?
To say he's doing somehow well, because he has the backing and the support of this youthful population and the women. So as you said earlier, the people have been complaining for years, for decades. They have been complaining for one same thing. That lack of development. That lack of infrastructural development, the insecurity that has been, they say it has been created by some European countries. That is the imperialists. So that's what they always say. I don't want to name some countries. So they are pointing finger at a particular country.
Is it
That
France?
this country
Are
has
we
been-
talking about France?
Yeah. Yes.
Please
Yes,
go
France.
ahead.
So
Yes.
they've been accusing France for interfering in their internal affairs, and that France has made the country stagnant for years. There have not been development. So when the coup came in, because the military people also were complaining the same thing that the people were complaining, because they say they were not giving logistic support. They don't have weapons, ammunition to confront the rebels in the north. So this same president now, this same transitional president was once in the front. That is what gave him the courage, to stage this coup, and it was successful. So him and his unit, they complained that they realized that France was playing a role in the rebellion, in the north. So they had to take their responsibility according to what they say. And when they came in, the first one that after Ibrahim Boubacar-Keita, so they had some agreement with ECOWAS and the African Union that they should put in place a civilian transitional government that will not be more than 9 to 18 months. So with agreement with ECOWAS, they agreed to that. So they brought in Mr. Mbada, who was a retired colonel, and a civilian prime minister, which was the first in the history of Mali. Vice president, sorry, the civilian vice president. This was the first in the history of Mali. And also a prime minister who was Mokhtar Wan. So later, as time goes on, they realized that their aims and objectives were not met based on the agreement they made with ECOWAS that France will no longer interfere in the internal affairs of Mali.
Okay.
So that was what led them to come back again and ousted Bando and arrested him for 6 months and his cabinet. So as time goes on, they got the support of the youth. The youth came out, were applauding them, and they brought a lot of changes that the people were expecting, that the civilian government have not done, the so-called democratic government have not done. These military people, they brought a lot of changes in the security aspect, in infrastructural development. They restructured the military, and when you have the support of the military and the youth, you have all. So the people, according to them, in Mali, and the last time I traveled to Mali, I think that was in 2022, December 2022. And honestly speaking, what I saw, there is progress. There is progress.
Right.
But according to the later agreement they had with ECOWAS.
We seem to be having technical problems again. Ali, if you can hear me, I can't hear you. I believe the network are you back? I believe the network has gone again. Should we have a quick break? Yeah, we're on the 15-minute. Should we have a quick break and come back and see if we I think every time we're about to do that, you come back. You're back.
Yeah,
Thank you,
back.
Ali.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Thank
Yeah,
you. So,
thank you.
so I heard what you said. You said the
the-
last time you went to Mali, things looked to have improved, right? Correct. So then the noise in the background is really loud. So let's go back to that time. So you mentioned about ECOWAS, the Malians being dissatisfied with ECOWAS.
The
What?
noise, right?
Yeah. What do Malians say about ECOWAS now, given that France has since left Mali, but Mali is threatening, or has Mali left ECOWAS? I can't quite remember. What do they feel? No, they did leave ECOWAS. What do Malians say about ECOWAS right now?
Okay, what the military and the government right now, and even supported by the people, they are saying that ECOWAS is being manipulated, like ECOWAS is an instrument of France and the instrument of what they call it, the imperialism. You get, so ECOWAS does not act on their own basis. That ECOWAS violated their own rules and constitution when they imposed sanctions on Mali and Niger. Those sanctions were not in the ECOWAS treaty. Has never been there by closing border, the land and air. It has never been there. I had the privilege to work in ECOWAS for 2 years. You see, so I know a little bit about it. It is not there. So they believe that ECOWAS is being used. That you can't say you are independent as an institution while you are receiving funds from France and other European countries to even organize your own meetings. To even organize your own meeting and summit your conferences, France has to pay for your meeting. So you have to do what they say. You have to do what they want. So that is the reason why Mali and Burkina Faso and Niger decided to leave ECOWAS. But still yet, there is in the ECOWAS constitution, you have to give a notice of 12 months before your departure will be confirmed. Before your exit will be confirmed. So right now they are still there, and I believe ECOWAS is doing all possible means to make them stay.
Okay, so Mali doesn't want France. France is gone. Mali isn't happy with ECOWAS. That's fine. But Mali is happy with Russia. Talk to us about that. How? What is it that the Russians are giving them that they're not getting from France, that they're not getting from ECOWAS? And, indeed, Nigeria, who is the current leader of ECOWAS.
Fine. Honestly speaking, Mali has never benefited anything from France. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, I grew up there. When I came to Nigeria, I almost every 6 months or every year I do go back to Mali and for holidays. Honestly, I can't point out anything that France has done.
Right.
Yes. So and the relationship between Mali and Russia, this relationship has been there since 1958, 9, before the independence, because the first president, the first president, that is Modibo Keita, happened to study in Russia. He even speaks Russian fluently, and some of the military, some of the officers you see in the military, a lot of them got scholarships to Russia. They studied there. You see, and right now, this bilateral relationship is based on defense and security, and Russia has provided them with a lot of equipment, military equipment and weapons. And you see, France has never done that, and Russia supported them with instructors to come and train the officers and the newly recruited military men and the police. You see. So France has never done something like that. So you see the difference.
So is it that Malians then feel a sense of strengthening independence and sovereignty in a relationship with Russia than they did with France? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Listen. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your sentence.
Because right now, when you look into the military armory now, they got a lot of sophisticated, armories and weapons that they've never had before. Could you imagine that since independence, the Malian army has never gotten an helicopter that what they call it, a MiG-25, not to talk of a MiG-35. They've never gotten that. You see, and what they call it, an armored personnel carrier. They don't have all those. As a military, you need all these things, at least to face the enemies whenever they are around.
So what then is?
So they got.
Go on.
They got more than half a dozen of these helicopters and drones and weapons, and instructors to come train them. Now they are more efficient than they used to be.
What then is Russia getting in return? Because everybody knows there's no such thing as a free lunch. No foreigner, whether Western or Eastern, comes to Africa to help Africa without getting anything in return. And we know that the Sahel has humongous resources, natural resources. So what's Russia getting in return for all these helicopters and and ammunition that it's giving to the Malian army?
Yes, that is true. Definitely, there is nothing like free in this matter. There is an agreement that the military doesn't want to make that public. They don't want to announce it public, but definitely there is an agreement between them. There is a bilateral agreement between them. So what we know about what Russia is getting in return is the mineral resources. They have this agreement that, okay, we will provide you with all you need and to defend yourself, all the weapons, all the armory. In return, you will give us a mining site. They pointed out some particular mining site. Mali is rich of mineral resources and especially gold. So they gave them 2 to 3 mining sites. You see, so this is a secret that we know, but it's not been made public, and you will not hear this on the media, and so definitely there is something in return. Nobody does anything for free, we know.
Yeah. So here's the thing. When you said something, you said they haven't said and they haven't made public what Russia is getting in return. That's the thing about military dictators. Or military juntas, whatever you want to call it. The communication to the people, because in a democracy, the people can demand for information. In a military leadership, the people cannot demand for any kind of information. So how then is it that the people of Mali are happy with their military leadership? Is it that they just don't care? Is it that they're fed up and, it's a case of any leadership that is not friendly with France will do? You're literally in darkness right now. I can't see you. But yeah, I can't see you right now. But go ahead.
Can you see me now?
A little better, yes.
Okay. Not that the people doesn't care to ask questions to do what these people are taking out of their countries in terms of their resources. They do, because these people, we have been, I say, in pain, suffering, and agony for decades. France has been exploiting Mali. France has been exploiting the Sahel. Making away with their resources, especially the gold. Imagine that France, who doesn't have a single site, a mining site, traditional gold mining site, also France doesn't have. But France is counted as the 4th reserve in the world of gold. Where are they getting all that from? And they've ever since been in Mali. So the people, what they are doing right now, not that they don't care. It is the changes that these military people has brought that hasn't been there for decades, and they are seeing progress. They are seeing amelioration. They are seeing things getting better than it used to be.
Yeah.
To them, they believe that it is better. It is better for you to give somebody who is supporting you with what you need than allowing someone, lying to you and taking your resources behind your back and still creating crisis and insecurity in your country.
Right, but France, the French, Emmanuel Macron will tell you that French troops have been fighting Islamists in Mali for nearly a decade. France will tell you that they've spent billions fighting Islamist jihadists in Mali for the last decade. And all of this relationship between Mali and France was all in fanfare, and so why all of a sudden is it that Mali is swapping one foreign friend, France, for another foreign friend, Russia, and Mali is saying, well, hold on, you were taking our gold, yet the military rulers in Mali are not telling Malians what they're giving to Russia in return. So really, how much better is better? Or is the better that you saw? Or is it that the people have been quieted? They've been quietened. They've been, turned to yes people, so to speak.
Okay, what you said about France's intervention some years back, they lost some of their soldiers. Peace to their souls, may they rest in peace, and all the fallen heroes. France is doing all this is because of their interest that is in Mali. They are just defending their interest. When you look deep down in this, the crisis in Mali was a man-made crisis. It was created. Yes.
But how much? Let me interrupt you. How much responsibility do Malians hold their government responsible for what was happening with France? If indeed it's true that France was busy taking out the gold behind the people's back, not giving anything return. So what you're saying is France was gaining and Mali wasn't gaining. Do the people actually hold their leaders responsible? Or is it just a case of pointing fingers at France all the time?
No, it isn't. It isn't, because the leaders, they've put in place, should I say, some institutions that will make them be closer to the people. And recently, the last time I went to Mali was for me to attend a dialogue, a national dialogue to represent the Malian diaspora in Nigeria over there in Bamako. And they have been, organizing such a dialogue like in three different, three times. You get three different occasions. I happen to attend all this. And the main aim, the objective is to, communicate with the people and explain to them, tell them, this is what we are doing, and this is what we met when we came in, and this is what we are doing in the long term and short term. You see, so definitely they have been communicating with the people. They have been telling them, and the people also are asking questions, because I remember there are 2-3 questions which were very, very vital in the security of Mali that I and my delegate we asked. You see, and in the final because they made a report, a general report at the end. So thank we realized that some of our how do I put it? Some of the questions that we asked were addressed, and they were in that report, and they were taken. You see, so definitely the people are asking, and the government also they are communicating with the people.
Okay.
So let's come back to France. What we're talking about France. See, so as I was saying, France, you cannot come to my country and create instability, and you later come and offer me support, and you come to offer me help without nothing. So these military people, most of the ones in power now, as I said earlier, they were once in front, in the battlefront. They were once there, so they know a lot of things that happened. That is what prompted them to take the power. So they realized that France was communicating with the rebels. Yeah, they are proved. Even recently, they have seized the United Nations that we have proved We have concrete proof that France has been interfering in our internal affairs, and France has been violating our airspaces on several occasions. And we have some of their soldiers who we arrested, and we have some of the corpses of their soldiers that are in morgue that we have now. Mm-hmm. We want to show it. We want to show it to the United Nations Council, and we want to show it to the world if the United Nations give us the permission. But right. they always throw that away. All the proposal we brought to them, they always throw that under the table. You see. So definitely, I would say that is what France has been doing to Mali.
Okay, let's talk about. There was the referendum, the constitution. There was supposed to have been an election, I believe, at some point this year in February. Is there going to be an election because it didn't happen? It was postponed. Are there talks of new election dates? And if not, why not?
No. For now, there is nothing like holding an election now. That process has been suspended.
Why?
Yeah, you are right, as you said. During the referendum, I was there also. Mm-hmm. I voted yes for the new constitution. You see, so the reason is that if there is no stability, mm-hmm. security-wise, in the entire territory of the country, you cannot organize elections in Bamako only. While in the central region, people cannot come out and vote because of insecurity, and in the northern part of the country also. So you have to secure the land, you have to secure the country military-wise, you have to secure it 100%. So before you talk about organizing elections, you see. So that is the main reason, and there is no new date that has been communicated yet for organizing any election. So they say that we have to secure the country 100% first.
Okay, so tell me something. You said you voted for a new referendum. For a new constitution, rather. What was wrong with the old constitution? If you could just kind of give us a broad understanding of what was wrong with it.
Yeah, not that there is something wrong with the old constitution, but there are a lot of things that were not imputed.
Okay.
That is not
that were missing. That were missing.
Yeah, that were missing. So that is why it was reviewed. It was reviewed, and the things that were not there, and it was also the people that demanded for that. Mm-hmm. It was the people that demanded for the new constitution.
So just give us a kind of idea.
Their mind,
such as
they intervened. Everybody said what. You know how referendums go.
Yes.
Everybody said.
What kind of thing we're missing? Just give us sort of highlights, the main things that the people felt was missing from the old constitution that they needed to include in the new constitution.
Yeah, it was to reform the electoral body, the electoral processes. That was even. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm listening to you. Yes, I can.
Okay. So about the electoral reform, that was even, it is even happening because they put in place a new electoral body and creating a Senate, that is reforming the legislature, and cutting the cost of government. And things like that, reducing. That is cutting the cost of government, because when you reduce the ministries and creating a Senate, which Mali doesn't have.
Right. Okay.
So those are just some few points.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about Al Qaeda and ISIS. How much foothold do they have in Mali right now?
Al Qaeda and ISIS. You see, these groups are kind of international terrorism group, international terrorist group. So they are there. They are almost everywhere. Anywhere you see instability, security crisis, they are there, or they have affiliation. So they have been there since 2012. They have been, causing havoc, making life, unbearable, making life difficult for the people in the northern part of Mali.
Well,
So
yes, because they're in Niger and
affiliation.
Burkina Faso. So, are the Russians helping? Are the Russians helping to combat the fight against Al Qaeda and ISIS?
No. Not that the Russians are helping to combat. So Russia, their main support, the relationship between Mali's military and Russia was to support them with ammunition, to support them with logistics, and drones, and training. So they don't take to
Okay, so we open up the lines 0201277093, 020146579190. Kindly send your WhatsApp. I don't know if we've got any WhatsApp messages yet. 080959758505. My guest is Ali Bocoum, who is the Secretary General of Malians in Nigeria. There's a question that I have regarding Ukraine and Mali. What is the relationship there? Because I know that things fell apart, they fell out, etc. Talk to us about that relationship quickly so I can pick up my first call. I can see the lines of the one.
Mali had to collaborate with Senegal to summon their ambassador, because there was one of their officers who spoke about what happened, the incident that happened in Tinzawatin in the northern Mali, close to the Algerian border, because the Malian military lost a lot of men, because of the terrorism from instructors also who were, supporting him. So this said something that, I quote, he said, "We provided the rebels in the northern Mali with the necessary information they need to succeed in their operation." That is what he said. So definitely Ukraine has been interfering. And he was speaking from the Ukrainian embassy in Senegal. So you see.
Okay, so that's what happened. Yeah. I have a question here. I'd like you to just keep it in mind and then I'll answer the call. I have a question here from Mawuton in Ikoyi, who said, "Good evening, Sisi. What is really happening in Tinzuatan? Is Mali killing innocent civilians there? Is it true that France and Algeria is supporting the rebels/terrorists?" Hold on to that question if you can write it down. Let me pick up the phone lines now because the lines are alive. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Your name, where you're calling from, and your question, please.
My name is Joshua.
Yes, go ahead, please.
So, excuse me, ma'am. What relationship does Mali have with France?
Okay, thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, you have to look back. Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I want to ask our guest. He said the Tuareg rebel killed soldiers, Malian soldiers, at the border with Algeria. But the Western media, majorly BBC, even Al Jazeera, said they were Wagner members. About 84 of them were killed. And that was a big blow to Russia, as promoted by the Western media. Is he now rebuting that? Is he not saying that it was not Wagner soldiers because they said they were just giving logistics? And that is contrary to what we know and what is available on ground. That's one. Number two, the Fulanis in Mali, some of the Fulanis in Burkina Faso, because there used to be ethnic clashes in Burkina Faso, neighboring Mali. And now with the Fulanis in Niger and Nigeria, what relationship do they have altogether?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's quite a robust one from, I think it's Titlokwe. He's a regular listener and contributor to Borderlines. Ali, did you hear that?
Yeah, I had that.
Okay, all right. Go ahead. You have 3 minutes to answer those questions because I have more coming through.
So So what he said about
The Wagner group.
So the Wagner group personnel who lost their life, about 84 of them, and 48 Malian soldiers. Definitely, that was true. That was true. That was what happened. No, so the Wagner were there to support the Malian soldiers by instructing them, by training them, because when they came in with those logistics and those, helicopters and those drones, there were not a lot of Malian personnel who can operate those machines. So, and that was their first mission. So, and training them to fight.
Okay.
So definitely they were together. They were operating together when that attack happened.
Right.
And 84 of the Wagner men, lost their life, and 48 Malian soldiers.
Okay. The second question about the Fulanis there used to be clashes between Fulanis in Mali and Burkina Faso. Talk to us about that. What's the relationship now?
So the Fulani, wherever the Fulani people are, they have a kind of a correlation. They are related in one way or the other, whether they are in Burkina Faso or Mali or even in Niger. They are related somehow. So, and mostly what happens between the Fulani people and the other ethnic groups, it initiated from the farmers' headers crisis. The Fulani people, wherever they are,
with the herdsmen. Yeah.
So yeah, they are herdsmen.
So are you saying that you also have? Are you saying that Fulani herdsmen, are also causing problems in Mali and Burkina Faso? Is that what you're saying? That's what's causing the clashes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because to them they always say they are retaliating of what those other ethnic groups did to them, because they were first attacked. That's what it is.
Right. Okay. I've got another question here. I need an update. There were 3 Malians who were arrested in January for their involvement in the explosions in Ibadan, and Governor Seyi Makinde said that the extradition was delayed due to Mali's withdrawal from ECOWAS. Do you have any update on that? Did anybody get in touch with you or with the Malian Association about that? Please go ahead, tell us.
I know what happened, and they were in touch with me.
Okay.
So what happened was that those 3 Malians were into mining, and not that they do the mining themselves, So in Ibadan, I think somewhere in Ojo, that's where some of them stay there. So these people, they just purchase the resources. They purchase it and sell them back. That is what they do majorly. But
okay, so you're saying the Malians are not the miners. The Malians buy illegal.
No.
They buy illegal
and
resources. They buy resources from illegal miners, right?
And resell.
And resell
at that spot.
Who are they reselling to?
Or take it to Lagos. Yeah, some some jewelers or some international buyers.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
But they resell them at the spot or in Lagos.
Okay. So, when they were arrested, what is going on with them right now? Where are they? Are they in Nigeria? Have they been sent back to Mali? Are they going to be standing trial?
Well, for now, we are doing all our possible best to make sure to see that if we can get them out. They are still here. If we can get them out, so we are still in contact with the state government also.
But are they okay? So you say they sell. They basically buy. They buy gold. They buy gold. Is it gold that they're buying? Diamonds? What are they buying?
No, it's not gold. It's a gemstone.
Gemstone. Okay, so do you know which gemstone it is?
Basically, I don't know the particular one, but it is just the one that is found in Ibadan.
Okay.
I don't know which particular one.
Right. So these 3 Malians, they buy it from illegal miners and they sell it either to international or Nigerian business people. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Right. Have they been able to give details? Have they given details of the people they sell it to, their customers? Have they given details to your state governor or government, or even to the police?
Oh, that I can't say. I can't say honestly if they have done that,
Okay.
because our discussion hasn't got to that.
Okay. So may I ask then, on what basis is Mali requesting for their release, or is this, when you say we want their release, is it the Malian government that's asking for their release, or your association?
Yeah, I would say it is the Malian government at first, and we, because I initiated that movement.
Okay.
So I got support from the embassy. I got support from the embassy here in Abuja to go and meet them and meet the police and the state government to see, and because these people they are just trying to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they're involved in any criminality or whatsoever. No.
But handling
But, you know,
stolen
they are just
goods,
looking-
well, if you're buying from illegal miners, it is criminal. Even I, as a Nigerian, if I was to buy from illegal miners, I am committing a crime.
Yeah, but you know, these people they don't have idea and they don't know what it means. You know, by buying from those or miners. To
But
them,
people
they
died.
because some of them has
Ali,
documents.
people died, and you must know that ignorance is no defense in law. You have no idea,
Yeah.
but you know that you are buying from illegal miners. You know that. They must have known that. So you want them released. Released to where? Released to go and stand trial in Mali, or released for their freedom? And if that's the case, how do the people who died, the families of the dead, how do they get justice?
Okay, so what we're demanding from the Ibadan state government, if it is possible for them to stand fire in Mali, so to see and look for a way to work that out, and if it won't be granted, if our demand won't be granted, then they should be tried. They should be tried in Ibadan or anywhere in Nigeria. It is better than them being in custody without trial.
Okay, so what you're saying is you want them, if they're going to be trialed, rather than holding them in custody, you're asking for the Oyo State government to actually, charge them with a crime and let them go to trial, even in Nigeria. Otherwise, send them back to Mali. Is that what you're saying?
To Mali, yeah.
Right, okay. And so that discussion, where is it right now at this particular moment? How far is that discussion right now?
Yeah, I would say it's progressing. It's progressing.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it means it has gone a long way. And,
Okay.
We are very close to see that happen.
Okay. All right. I have a question here on WhatsApp from Ayo, who said, I need to ask my guest, are Malians sure that Russia will not subtly colonize your country?
No, Ayo, that is not possible. That cannot happen.
Right.
Russia is not here to colonize anybody. Russia has never colonized any African nation. You can make your findings. Even during the colonial era, Russia has never involved in colonization. So why now?
Okay, I've got to ask you my own question. I've got more questions coming in. You can still call. I have some minutes if you want to call 0201 277 0993 0201 4657 And of course, we're collecting. We're reading from WhatsApp 0809 597 5805. Asim Guta, who's the interim leader, doesn't seem to give a lot of international interviews. Would we be able to get him on Borderlines? Would he be happy to talk to us? Or would I have to travel to Mali to interview him? And would I be received? as a journalist
Who?
from Nigeria. Your current interim,
Uh,
the interim, your interim leader.
yeah.
I said he hasn't been given. He hasn't been given a lot of interviews, international interviews. I would like to know, would he be happy to come on this show, or would I have to travel to Mali to interview him? And if I did, would he sit with me for an interview?
Definitely, he will accept you. He will welcome any journalist that is coming from anywhere for interview. But I'm not sure if he will be on any show from Mali or anywhere.
Okay,
but
he wouldn't join by Zoom.
He do, no.
Okay.
We do grant interview. We do grant interview when journalists, they approach when they come to Mali or when they meet in Nigeria recently or Burkina Faso, where all the places they have traveled to. But him granting interview by Zoom. No, I don't think that would be possible, because he will say whatever you want to ask. The ministers are there, the foreign affairs minister, they are there. So they have always been granting international interviews to international channels. So
okay, all right.
So they
I have a question here. It's on WhatsApp, but there's no name, unfortunately. Question: is Mali still using the CFA, given that you've broken up Mali has cut off relations with France? Are you still using the CFA as your currency? And if so, why? Or is it due for change?
Yeah, definitely. We are still using it. The reason is that, the colonization accord, or should I say agreement, that was between France and the 14 nations that are using CFA in Africa. So the Mali wanted to do away with CFA. You get, but if you remember, ECOWAS also wanted to change the currency. They wanted to create a single currency.
Yes, West African currency. Yes.
That idea was initiated by the Francophone country member states, the Francophone member states.
Okay.
Because they were fed up with CFA based on the agreement that was behind that CFA. Because it is kind of you are independent, but economically you are not.
Yeah.
Because France is still holding them by the throat.
Okay.
By them using that CFA.
Okay.
Because the CFA is printed in France and it doesn't have any value anywhere. You cannot purchase or buy anything with it internationally. You have to, exchange it from the Bank of France.
Right. Okay. Let me come through with, I have a question, a very pertinent question from Franklin regarding the 3 Malians that you said, the Malian government is asking for them to be released and sent to Mali. You said they did not take part in illegal mining. They only bought goods, precious stones from illegal miners. If the same were to happen to Nigerians in Mali, would Mali extend the same gesture to Nigerians?
If Mali will.
So if it was reversed and the people who bought illegal mining, so let's say it was 3 Nigerians who bought gold from illegal miners in Mali, which of course led to the death of some 80 odd people, etc. And the houses, 58 houses, etc., etc. Would Mali agree to send those Nigerians back to Nigeria to stand trial?
Probably they will, because the relationship between Nigeria and Mali it goes years ago. It's not a matter of now. So probably I believe they would.
Okay. All right. So you can call. I'll pick up the last call just after this question. If you call now. we talked about the CFA, but Mali still speaks French. If I come to interview your current leader, he will be speaking in French, and I would need a translator. Are you planning to drop French? Is Mali planning to drop French as the official language?
Yes.
When?
Yes, they are planning to drop French because these propositions have been there during the national dialogue.
Okay.
People propose that it is better we drop the French and use either our own language or other international language.
Okay.
Because still, speaking their language is like we are still tied to them.
Of course. Thank you. 1 second. Hello. Hello.
Good evening.
Very
Good
quickly,
evening.
I have 1 minute left.
Okay, my name is Val. I'm calling from First Stack. I have 2 questions.
One question.
How sure are they that Russia will not?
I've already asked that question. I've already asked him that question, and he's answered it.
What I'm talking about is the resources of that. How sure are they that they will not repeat that same thing? Then secondly, how would Mali get back these reserves that they have in France?
In France. Okay, thank you.
How will they?
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a very good question. That second one. How will Mali get back the gold reserves that is in France? What's the plan to get that back? You have 1 minute because we're about to close the show.
Okay. How are we going to get that back? We have seized the International Court of Justice, the International Criminal Court about all this. And we tabled, when I said the government said there are evidence, and so we tabled, and we tabled some, and we have some at hand that we are still, we are still going to table. So it is in there. We are trying all legal ways that we can get our resources back.
Thank you very, very much. Ali Bocoum, who is the Secretary General of the Council of Malians in Nigeria. Thank you so much for being on Borderlines. I'm going to hold you to that interview.
Thank you,
soon as I can get to Mali, I need to interview your leader. We must hear from him directly in Nigeria. Okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Excellent. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend. Lagos, Nigeria. That is the end of another superbly interesting and engaging show called Borderlines, the only show that takes you beyond borders. Have a wonderful weekend. My name is Ireti Bakare-Yusuf. Yvonne is here with the news. Thank you.
Very happy at all because of the situation of
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.